If you're even considering a move to Metro Atlanta, you got to watch this video. We're going to tell you about the cost of living here and compare it to some of the other cities. We're going to jump into rental prices, buying a home, entertainment, food, gas, utilities, even a little bit about the insurance costs here, and a big one is taxes, because taxes are low in Georgia and Metro Atlanta. So we're getting started right now. Hi, I'm Kes Stadler, known as the Singing Realtor and Associate Broker with Atlanta Communities. I have 25 years experience in residential real estate, and I've lived here my whole life, so I'll be a wealth of knowledge and I'm happy to help you. If you're thinking about moving to Metro Atlanta, let me give you a hand. Being from the South and being from this area, I can give you free advice, help you with the transition, point you in the right direction, and depending upon what part of Metro Atlanta you're moving to, I may be able to help you, and I have agents, because we're so big, in other areas of town that could help you. Let's get started with the first thing that everybody wants to talk about, and that is the average median sold home in Atlanta. In 2019, the average price was $319,000, and that was approximately $184 a square foot. Now that's just an average, but that kind of gives you an idea of what the numbers are. According to Numeo, Atlanta is ranked 115th out of 564 major cities for the cost of living standards. So that's a pretty good number, and we'd love to have you come move down here, and you'll see, we're very affordable. If you're looking to rent, you just want to get down here and get settled and maybe rent for a year before you buy, because you may decide to live halfway across Atlanta and you don't want to buy if you're not going to stay there. So if you're looking to rent a home, the average home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home, and it rents for $1,795 a month. That's an average. If you're thinking, I don't need a big home, a 1-bedroom apartment in Metro Atlanta is going to average $1,086 a month. So if you're thinking about renting a 1-bedroom apartment in Metro Atlanta, that's going to run around $1,086 a month. If you want to get a 2-bedroom apartment, depending upon the area, there again, it's going to run you about $1,243 a month. Metro Atlanta is ranked 17th out of 50 states for the affordability factor of renting. So we're definitely not the cheapest, but you get the best of everything when you're here in Atlanta. If you're interested, 57% of the homes, townhomes, things like that, are actually rented in Metro Atlanta, and 42% are owner occupied. So just if you're curious, that's the number. Atlanta is very affordable. The cost of living here, take for example, if you earn $50,000 in Metro Atlanta, it would take $61,000 to have the same standard of living in Chicago. So that is $11,000 more you get for basically the same living standards. So that's very economical. Let's talk about utilities. On average, Metro Atlanta is 15% lower than the U.S. for utility bills. And just as an example, a single-family home in Metro Atlanta is going to run you approximately $324 a month. And an apartment is going to run you around $156 a month. And that covers gas, electricity, water, sewer. And then, you know, if you want basic internet or cable, that's a ballpark is about $64 a month for that as well. Speaking of cable TV and internet, we have the big providers here in town: Dish Network, DirecTV, AT&T, Xfinity, Spectrum, and Google Fiber is kind of new into our market, if you're familiar with them. The average low cable bill is about $24.99 a month. That's an average. And the average high is $59.99 a month. If you want to have a bundle package, you can save some on that. If you need internet, then the average low is $24.99 a month. And the high end on that is about $50, $49.99 a month. And then, like I said, there are bundle packages where you can save a little money there. Everybody knows traffic in Atlanta is pretty bad, so transportation might be something you really need to look at. And I gave you a couple of different options. If you're considering business travel, you can't go wrong in our great city because we have Atlanta, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Everybody knows you come through Atlanta, we're the big hub in the South, the United States, and also globally. So it's very affordable. You can get direct flights, really inexpensive. All right, everybody owns a car these days. Most aren't hybrids or electric cars. So we're gonna get into gas prices. I know everybody wants to know about that. In Metro Atlanta, our average gas price for the middle of September was $2.09 a gallon. That's a pretty good number. I know, comment below if you live in a part of the country where it's considerably higher or lower. I'd love to know. The average in all of the United States is $2.19 a gallon. So we're considerably cheaper, especially if you have a big car that eats a lot of gas. So that is about, my numbers show that's right at 8% cheaper than the US standard. If you like mass transit, we have MARTA, which is our rapid transit system through the city. It's got train stations everywhere, bus routes. You can get a monthly pass for $95 a month. And if you compare that to, say, New York or some of the other cities, it's very, very reasonable. And the buses do go through all out Metro Atlanta, and then a lot of the counties surrounding the city of Atlanta have rapid transit, mostly buses, and you can tie into their system as well. So if you don't have a car, don't want to bring a car, you can still get around town. It's definitely doable. All right, now we were talking about your car, so if you're driving, you got to have somewhere to park. The average parking in the city of Atlanta, you can get a pass, but on average, it's about $80 a month. And anybody that lives up in the Northeast knows that New York is $732 on average a month to park, and even Chicago, which I compared earlier, is $309 a month. So you do the math. 80 versus those higher numbers, that's a no-brainer. All right, so we've talked about either purchasing a home or renting a home in Metro Atlanta. Now let's talk about the property taxes that come with that. If you live in, or if you buy a home in Cobb County where I live, that's a northwest suburb, one of the big 5 counties, for an average $300,000 home, your tax bill is going to be $2,221 a year. I know a lot of you pay that a quarter in certain parts of the country, but that's for the full year. As an average, in Georgia, that same size home, same price would run you $2,736. So Cobb County is considerably cheaper. And the national average, just if you're curious, if you want to know how affordable and the cost of living in Atlanta, national average is $3,233. Okay, so you're not living in Cobb. North of Cobb County is Cherokee. That's also very affordable. The average tax bill there was $2,257. So that's still very reasonable. Gwinnett County, which is on the northeast side of Metro Atlanta, that's one of the biggest counties in all of Georgia. It's very, very diverse. It's a great county. It's a little bit more money there. It's $2,953. And then if you want to be closer in, ITP is what we call inside the perimeter. DeKalb County, which is on the east side of Metro Atlanta, is $3,274 for a $300,000 home. It's going to be hard to find that home inside the perimeter just because of location, but that gives you an idea. And then Fulton County, which is the heart of Metro Atlanta and incorporates the city of Atlanta, is going to be one of the more expensive ones. It's $3,074 a year. And then if you live in the actual city limits, you have additional taxes there. And that just depends on the house and everything that goes with it. So that gives you an idea of property taxes. Okay, so you're moving to Metro Atlanta. You want to know the cost of living. You're not buying a home, you're going to rent. So what are taxes going to run? You got to pay sales tax. Everything you buy, you know how that goes. In Cherokee and Gwinnett County, the average is 6% sales tax. And right now, Cobb County has a SPLOST tax. It's an improvement for the county. It's due to expire. It's a 1% tax. So right now, we're paying 7% total in sales tax in Cobb County. That's true for a lot of the other counties as well. The counties of DeKalb and Fulton are 7% sales tax plus the 1% SPLOST, so that's 8% total. And then if you live in the city of Atlanta, it's pretty expensive. The cost of living there for taxes is pretty high, 8.9%. But you've got county, city, some SPLOST taxes, and so 8.9% is the total sales tax for the city of Atlanta. All right, everybody knows that song, Food, Glorious Food. Well, if you have a 3-course meal in Metro Atlanta, the average is about $50 for a 3-course meal. That is well below the national average, and we've got a lot of great restaurants here. And then if you want something that's just a little more quick in and out type place, you know we are the home of Chick-fil-A, a number of other places. Waffle House is also based here, but there's a whole bunch of them. That runs you about $15, so definitely affordable in Metro Atlanta. If you like food, if you like to eat, we've got all types of cuisine. So you can find anything you want in a short ride or a short hop on the train. While we were talking about food prices in Metro Atlanta, to feed your family for a month, the average in our great city is $312 per month. That's for a family of 4. And then the national average is $324. So it's not a big savings, but at least it's not above the average. It's still below. And you know, your family can enjoy all types of cuisine at a reasonable price. Also, I feel like we have to talk about childcare, because you may be bringing the whole family. And I'll be honest, it's not cheap to have children in daycare in Georgia and Metro Atlanta. The average for an infant in daycare here is $8,530 a year, and that's roughly $711 a month. And we've got some great facilities, don't get me wrong, and obviously when it comes to your family, you do what you have to, and you want to make sure they're loved and protected, so you're willing to pay that. So that gives you an idea. If you have a 4-year-old, it's a little better, because as they become toddlers, they get into more trouble, but they're not as time sensitive, or they're not as much work. Let's face it, I've got 3 kids. 4-year-old in daycare runs about $7,306 a year, and that's around $609 a month. So that gives you an idea, and you can kind of budget if you're thinking about moving here and you need daycare right away or childcare. If you have kids in college, you know that unfortunately our childcare is about 18% more per year than it is to put a child through, or you're a young adult through college. So like I said, it's not cheap to have them in daycare here, but it's well worth it, and everything you need is right here in Metro Atlanta. Now, we talked about childcare for 1 infant or 1 toddler. If you have 2 children here, maybe 1 of each, the average for a year is $15,836 for those 2 children. So I just wanted to give you an idea of that. A lot of people may not discuss it, but I feel like if you're moving here, you need to know everything, not just utilities and things like that. We've covered a lot so far in this video. Now let's talk about health insurance. If you have a subsidized policy, the average in Metro Atlanta and Georgia is $199 a month. That's just an average, gives you a rough idea. If it's not subsidized, then in Georgia and Metro Atlanta, it runs about $463 a month. So that hopefully gives you some guidance and an idea of what insurance might run you. Now, this is as of the middle of September 2020. Who knows what's going to happen down the road. Things are always changing, so keep that in mind. Okay, we talked about buying a home. Obviously, if you buy a home, you're going to need homeowners insurance. Our rates are really affordable and reasonable here in Georgia. Homeowners insurance in Georgia is, on average, $1,713 a year. And that's based on that $300,000 home with a certain deductible and a certain credit rating. So it just depends on your credit rating. If you're looking at renting a home in Metro Atlanta or need renter's insurance, it's very affordable. It's around $25 a month. And unfortunately, Atlanta is ranked 15th out of 50th for the cost of insurance. So we're definitely not the cheapest, but we're not on the high end either. So that's somewhere almost in the middle, not quite, 15. Then the last thing I briefly want to talk about, and this is talk about the cost of living, but also the fact that Atlanta is big on business. I think you'll see in this diagram, 26 of the top 1,000 companies are based here. And everybody knows if you want to come to Atlanta, you can find a good job. There's tons of opportunities and a chance to move up with a company, start your own company. I'm an independent contractor, a sole proprietor. A lot of you may be the same way. And I'd love to hear about what you're doing. And if you're moving here, where you want to live, I can give you guidance on certain parts of town because traffic does suck, pardon my French. Traffic stinks here in Atlanta. So I'd be happy to give you some advice on where to look to rent or buy, and the cost involved in that, so that you don't get stuck on one side of town and working on the other side and it's over an hour commute one way. The cost of living and the cost of your happiness is not worth it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I want to give you the tools so you can make an educated decision when you move here, renting, buying. Share this with your friends. Like my channel, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what part of the globe you're in or from, what part of the country you're from, what part of the universe. I shouldn't say that. I'd love to know where you're from, what part of the country, what part of the globe. If you're moving here, I can give you some helpful tips. Be sure to like, subscribe to my channel, and get ready to watch the next video. We're talking about 10 reasons you should move to Atlanta, and it gives you some good information. And if you want to, maybe when you get here, do some DIY projects, check out this video I just made on 13 tips on how you can do DIY projects on an affordable budget. So see, the cost of living, it also applies to the cost of home repair. And I can give you some tips on ways you can make that house that you're moving into look good on a budget. Or maybe if you're going to rent, there's some things you can do to the home to just kind of make it your own while you're here that don't cost a lot of money, and your landlord won't get upset, and you can enjoy your time in your home or apartment. All right, so we briefly hit on if you're looking to purchase a home. Atlanta is such a big metropolis, it's hard to give you exact numbers. So send me a comment and or give me a call, send me an email, and we'll talk, and I'll give you a better idea of the certain area that you're looking for. Kind of like LA or some of the other really big cities. You kind of have to know the specific market. So thanks again for joining in. Appreciate you stopping by. Check us out on the web. Send us a comment, give us a call, and check out our next video, and we'll see you next time. For now, signing out, the Singing Realtor. Have a great day.